to What's Trending from South by Southwest. We are live from the Samsung Blogger Lounge. Go to Samsung.com/HowOlympic Check out the first ever Samsung Olympic Genome Project. Right now, I'm with filmmaker, documentarian, all-around great guy, Morgan Spurlock.
It's like a date. I love it.
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
It's nice to see you. We're usually doing Skype together,
I
Skype
know.
interviews.
It's nice to see like a human being.
Yes.
It's like
Is
human
this real?
interaction.
Is
It's like
this
you're
real?
You are real.
And now you're back season 2 on Hulu.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were so excited when we got to do it the first time. To get to do a second season of anything is always a thrill. So it's been so well received. What I tell people, because people always say, well, who's watching? Yeah. And the first season numbers of A Day in the Life, basically it was on the same level of basic cable. Like it was millions of people watched the show. It was huge.
That's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
That's where it's at. I mean, I think we need to start thinking outside the box with the way we tell stories and how we produce content.
That's right. And people need to start realizing that one day, this whole idea of, well, that's the internet, that's the worldwide interweb, and this is television, it's going to be one tube. It's going to be one channel. There's going to be one outlet that's going to have all of these things on it. Whether you watch it at home or at your house or in your car, it will be one delivery system. And that's where it's going. Yeah. The convergence is now.
Yeah. So what do you think it was about this series that, caught people's attention online?
I think that, just to kind of have this window into someone's life, the show is very fly on the wall, and to kind of spend a day with Richard Branson, one of the most powerful, influential people in the world, and kind of see what goes into one of his days. Will.i.am, one of the biggest, pop stars on earth today, brilliant musician. Somebody like, Misty Copeland, the lead dancer of the Ballet Theater. These were all things that I think people were really excited to see. And in season 2, we tried to find just as eclectic people. Like the episode that kicks off today is with Mark Maron, who has the WTF podcast.
Totally, he's on our show.
He's great.
Yeah, he's
people
great.
love him. I think he's a genius and such a smart guy. And to see him and go see what goes through his kind of neurotic day as he prepares for his
to
podcast.
say the least.
Yeah, it's great though. He's one in a million. And so there'll be him. There'll be Joel McHale, Mario Batali, Questlove. It's really cool.
How do you, as a filmmaker, keep it personal, in terms of your crew and your process of telling their stories?
Well, especially for a show like this, you want to keep it as small as possible. Like you want to have a tiny footprint. So, usually when we're out there, it's a field producer, it's a PA, it's the DP, it's a sound guy. That's it. We try and keep it, lean and mean, 4 people, and that makes a difference because it does give you a little more accessibility while you're shooting. It just gives you the ability to get into tighter spaces, more intimate situations, and a lot of times we'll even pull back and just let the DP, and the sound engineer be there just to capture the moment, so that it's not kind of overriding with bodies. Yeah. Yeah.
What does it mean for you to be a documentarian in the digital age?
Ooh, that sounds like such a heady mouthful of a question. I think that we've always been such early adopters at my company, Warrior Poets, and I was even long before I started my company. My first company was a web company. It was started.
Really?
Yeah, my first company pre-making Supersize Me was a company that where we were launching television programs online to then springboard them off to film and TV, basically using it as a pilot, just like we are now. Yeah. And but at the time in 2000, it wasn't quite where it is. But the first show we created, we sold to MTV. So it was the first show ever to go from the web to television. Yeah. It was a big accomplishment at the time, but but I always said this will come around, and now it has. Now you have the ability to stream things in real time, high quality content. It's not just like these little 3-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute films anymore. People are watching movies, streaming online now. So to have that audience that now is saying, I will give you more time for greater content was an opportunity we didn't want to miss.
Yeah, and now today you made a big announcement with Hulu.
Yeah, it's amazing. So not only are we doing the second season, but now we've just done, Hulu has just done a first look deal with Fremantle, where Fremantle will be selling Hulu series now around the world, and the first series that they're going to sell is A Day in the Life. So now people all across, the Middle East, South America, wherever, are going to get to see this series, and they're going to see it now on traditional platforms. Like Fremantle is going to be selling it to television networks.
And we were saying before this how it's typically the opposite, where Fremantle and all these companies and networks want to get their stuff online, so they go to Hulu.
That's right. And now Hulu, who's creating all this brilliant original content, is now saying, no, we're going to push it out into the world and kind of start to plant our flag and say, not only are we a great place to go watch content, but we're creators and producers of great content.
If we're going to look back at this year in entertainment and media, next year at South by Southwest.
Yes, as we reflect.
What would be the overall theme? What do you think we're going to see happen over the next year?
I tell you what's going to be exciting, and what I really love is how this there's now this moment that you have with your fan base, which which is something you experience with your show, where you can connect and communicate with people in real time.
Yeah.
There's real interaction people can have. And I think you're going to start to see more of a personal relationship, through the programming with the viewer, whether that can be through a deeper experience they can have beyond the viewing within the platform, or the actual ability to start to influence content in some way. I mean, I think you're going to see this not only convergence, but the convergence of interactivity really go to another level.
I love it. Exciting times, my friends.
It's really exciting.
All right, go check out his show right now, Hulu.com.
It's free.
It's free. Just go do it. Please, come on.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's good. That's what counts.
It's great.
Follow him on Twitter at Morgan Spurlock. There's lots of ways to find you.
Yeah, find me.
To stalk you.
Yeah, I might just show up at your house. It'll be amazing. You never can tell.
Weird but awesome. All right, keep it right here. We're coming to you live from South by Southwest the entire time. More awesomeness coming up. Keep it on youtube.com/what's trending.